Hare Krishna, Namaste, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been enjoying my last series of videos entitled Vegetarianism in the World's Religions. We're getting excerpts from the book Diet for Transcendence, Vegetarianism in the World's Religions by Stephen Rosen. Part 9, last week we discussed how Jesus from the Gospels of the Holy 12 condemns animal cruelty, animal hunting, animal eating, and various other methods in which animals are mistreated. So this is often a controversial issue. We're discussing vegetarianism in various religions. We're starting with Christianity. We will soon go into Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, or Vedic culture. Please comment, rate, and share. Even if you don't like something, please comment, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support. Today we're going to discuss a story from Numbers regarding dominion over animals, or misunderstanding the concept of dominion over animals, and the story of Balaam and how he treated his donkey, and ultimately he was rebuked by the angel of God and God himself, who were both witnesses. So this further proves that cruelty in the Bible, or cruelty to animals in the Bible, is condemned. We will go further into that in later videos as well. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, comment, rate, and share. Check out my other videos. Hare Krishna. In the 22nd chapter of the book of Numbers, there's a story of Balaam beating his donkey. Within these verses is a strong story about animal abuse, suffering, and animal rights. Now we will look at Numbers 22:21 to 33, where we can see how abusing his donkey was gross misconduct on the part of Balaam. Numbers 22:21, 23. Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the prince of Moab. But God was very angry when he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the road to oppose him. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand, she turned off the road into a field. Balaam beat her to get her back on the road. Now, it should be noted that God was not angry with Balaam only because he abused animals. No, God was angry for many other reasons as well. But in the above verses, the angel tests Balaam's morals by diverting the path of his donkey. Balaam failed his first test as he beat his donkey for not staying on the path. Numbers 22:24, 25. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between two vineyards, with walls on both sides. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against it. So he beat her again. So the donkey kept on moving. But the angel again diverted her path. This time the donkey's weight crushed Balaam's foot against the wall of the vineyard. In his rage, Balaam again beat the animal, not knowing that an angel was watching his wicked act. Numbers 22:26, 27. Then the angel of the Lord moved on ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn, either to the left or the right. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she laid down under Balaam. And he was very angry and beat her with his staff. This third time the angel makes sure that the donkey cannot go to the left or the right, and she therefore chooses to lay down. This time Balaam beat the donkey with his staff. This is particularly vicious, as in those times staffs were usually used by shepherds to fend off wolves. They were made to protect sheep by severely hurting predators, sometimes even breaking bones. So the donkey must have been in terrible pain when Balaam beat her with his staff. The beatings are getting worse and worse, and both God and the angel have seen enough. Numbers 22:28, 30. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam answered the donkey, "You have made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey then said to Balaam, Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you? No, he said. So God allowed the donkey to speak. The donkey expressed her suffering, showing that the Bible teaches that animals indeed suffer and feel pain. In verse 29, Balaam lets the donkey know how cold his heart is, telling her he would have killed her if he had his sword. In verse 30, Balaam agrees that the donkey had never before disobeyed orders. Those beatings were rather severe for the first time offense. Numbers 22, 31, 34. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn. So he bowed low and fell face down. The angel of the Lord asked him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I have come here to oppose you because your path is a reckless one before me. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If she had not turned away, I would have certainly killed you by now. But I would have spared her." Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned. I did not realize you were standing in the road to oppose me." Once Balaam saw the angel, he realized he made a terrible mistake. The angel is disgusted by Balaam's actions and tells him that had the donkey kept walking, he would have killed Balaam, but spared her. Abusing animals is wrong. And the angel even asked Balaam why he would do such a thing as beating his donkey. In verse 34, Balaam said to the angel, "I have sinned." What was Balaam's sin? It is clear the sin was beating his donkey. Even Balaam realized this. So these verses show us it is wrong to abuse animals and abuse the power we have been given over them.